let's get right to the game. That was the craziest ending, our game of the week for a reason. That would be Stratford and Cane Bay. They go for 2 and the win in overtime. And it's one thing to have that sort of a crazy call, but just the ripple effects of that game. Talk a little bit about it for both sides now. One team's in the playoff scenario, one's not as a result of that game.
Stratford had a great lead all the way through the game, right? And all of a sudden at the end, Cane Bay comes through. They're able to draw this into a couple of overtimes, and what you saw Somerville do last year over at Fort Dorchester, you go for the win. When you're on the road, you do what you have to do to get this thing shut down quickly and use that momentum from scoring into putting the game away.
Now, talking about a little bit of Oceanside, switching gears a little bit, another 70-0 result. Makes you wonder sometimes why we're even playing the games. Is that something where it's like, I know we've talked a little bit about sort of the 5A element.
Right.
Is it they have the talent? We're talking about Keegan Williams and guys like that. They have the talent to go up against these teams. Is that something that you'd like to see happen, or is that something that we should appreciate what they're doing right now, no matter what the opponent is?
Well, I think you appreciate what they're doing because they're putting in the body of work. These coaches are coaching, the players are playing. The players can't control the games that they're in. They only can control the performance they put on the field.
Right.
Keegan Williams is doing that. He is by far right now the hottest running back in the Low Country. I don't care where he plays at. He's got the numbers that sit there somewhere around 1150 after 150 yards this weekend, 6 touchdowns.
And he's not even playing the whole games is the other part too.
Right. He doesn't even play the whole game. So when you look at it, I think you have to look at it in the aspect of other teams. If I was a coach in 5A football, I want to play this team because if you're able to put up 70, 60, and they've got 4 shutouts in 8 games, I want you to come to my backyard or I'll come to yours and let's play head-to-head and see really how good are you.
We were giving so much praise to Fort Dorchester last week. We won't call it a close call,
right?
But halftime they're trailing to Stall, a team that got their first win in years just the week before. Was there any sort of red flags that you saw from that outcome, regardless of the win?
I think you have to look at the mental mistakes that were made in this game, and I've talked to some of the coaches on both sides, and I have a lot of respect for both sides. And I think for maybe a Fort Dorchester team that I don't say they're looking ahead of the game because they do have Ashley Ridge next weekend, and then they have Somerville the week after that, but there had to be something going on in the mindset of a defense that's not known for giving up any points, an offense that sputtered. I think they had 3 or 4 turnovers during the first quarter, first half. And they cleaned it up. That's what good teams do. They stand up at the end of the game, and of course you saw there was a big spread, but the points differential has nothing to do with how close this game really was.